one of the things I get a lot of times, somebody will come to me and they'll say, I really want to get out of this certain market. Or they'll say, I'm having a hard time, pushing people to a certain direction. Like, some of the people that I work with that are property and casualty, they have to have so much life insurance on the books. And a lot of times they don't know how to pivot into that particular sale. And people that are doing, other kinds of projects like Medicare, maybe they're doing second, whatever kind of policies that you're doing that you want to get out of and you want to move into a different direction. And so I tell people, you just have to know how to pivot. And they say, what do you mean by pivot? And I said, well, let's say I'm having a conversation with an individual and they're telling me some different things. Again, you got to listen. You got to listen for two reasons. One reason you listen is so that they can basically make the idea theirs, and you can go back, and talk to them about the things that they said that they needed. Yes, and a lot of times we have a preconceived notion that we know what they need to pivot to. Well, you may not know that if you don't know the problem. You still got to solve problems, regardless if you think you've been a pretty good agent for your client. And you've done well, and you've given a thing, but now you want to move them to a different direction. Maybe you want to move them to infinite banking or the baby with bucket, or maybe you want to move them to a single premium option with the BLP, or maybe you want to move them to something that's, maybe an income annuity for life that's guaranteed for their husband and their wife. How do you pivot? The pivot is easy if you ask the right questions, but the pivot is worthless if you don't listen to the answer. So if I talk to Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I say, we've been doing your Medicare now for a long time. I appreciate the loyalty to me, and I hope I've done right by you, but I know that there were some things you wanted to talk about a while back, and I put them in my notes here, and I wanted to share with you some things that I'm doing and see if we can maybe add to what you're doing or maybe even enhance what you're doing. And again, you're laying the groundwork for maybe the BLP, maybe a retirement plan, maybe something for the grandbabies. Yes? Pivoting is just asking the right questions and listening to the answers.